How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. For some reason it won't let me post this message, so give me a second here. Apparently it was over the character limit. So there's a Discord link I also put in the description, but over on total for the daily, we are pushing forward. We are breaking above that golden pocket. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is gaining strength. Our momentum does want to push forward. VWAP is pushing up and money flow is bullish. This does look positive. Watch for this to break and hold. If we can break and hold, remember we said we could push toward that 674. So over on the lower time frames, we would need to see further bullish momentum. Over on the 1 hour, we did have a very quick push up. So I would exercise against a pullback and a retest of at least this area, the 632. Our stochastic does want to pull back. Our RSI is pulling back. That doesn't mean we have to sell off, though. Our VWAP does have lower highs, so watch for lower lows. If we get lower lows with this lower high, then momentum could pull back, money flow would pull back, and we would end up rejecting our golden pocket, then pushing down. Again, watch for a bounce off any of these consolidation zones. If we can continue with higher highs and higher lows, then we can keep a bullish trend that would continue to push us forward. So over on Bitcoin futures, we did break this support resistance of our 69K, so that is positive. Watch if we can see this hold. We do have a slight gap below, so I would watch. We do still have that 57K gap as well, so this could end up being a very critical area. If we reject here, we could fill that lower 57K gap and that primary gap. However, if we break through and we break that value area high and hold, then we could continue higher. How's it going, Fox the Baller? Hope you're having a great day. Our stochastic does want to round away. RSI is pretty flat. Momentum does want to round. VWAP is pulling back and money flow is starting to sell off. So I would watch that VWAP. If that VWAP continues to sell off here, we could lose some steam and get rejected by the top of our pattern. But again, watch for a confirmation. If we do hold this support level, then we could leave our gaps behind and continue forward. Remember, we are continuing off a descending channel that did push us up. Our stochastic does want to pull back. Momentum is rounding away. That VWAP does want to break bearish. Watch if we get a lower high and reject our neutral. If we do, momentum will continue to fall. Money flow will go into the red and then we would sell off. However, if that VWAP does stay bullish, we do have a higher low. So if we get consistent or higher highs from here, momentum could gain strength. Money flow would remain green and then we could get that bounce forward. And then if we push out of our pattern, watch for a breakout and then a retest. Remember that retest, if you make that bounce, is where you can get that gain on that movement. But if you don't get that retest, then that's where you can see that rejection. Remember, whales could manipulate us up, try to fake everyone out, and then pull us back for a liquidation pullback. So I would watch. Remember, they will play the market both ways. They will try to get everyone hyped up. That way they can short them out and gain both ways. So over on the daily on Bitcoin, our stochastic does look like it's pretty flat here. RSI is flattening out. That VWAP does want to pull back. Momentum is rounding out and money flow is losing steam. So I would exercise caution here. Over on the 1 hour, we are pretty flat. We did try to gain a little bit, but we're not very much, about 1% today. We did see a very quick movement. So again, watch for a pullback. Very quick movements usually do get retraced, just like back here. We did see a very quick move. We didn't retrace all of it. We retraced most of it at some point. So I would watch for a pullback. But if we continue with higher highs and higher lows, we can keep that bullish continuation as long as they do not connect. That way we can push forward. Our stochastic does want to round away here. Momentum is rounding. VWAP is starting to pull back, but money flow is in the green. If that VWAP can stay above the neutral here, we can continue forward and we would see that further push. Remember, we would push toward that 70K and then we would want to break and hold that. That is where that value area high is on futures and on Bitcoin. So we would want to break above that and continue forward. So if we kind of zoom out, we don't have our fixed range volume profile anymore, but we could draw one with our profile tool. We do have this consolidation range, so draw that. It did not like that range. That range is too big, so you would have to pull it back and get into some sort of range where it will actually let you. Sometimes this tool is a little goofy, and now I'm just messing up the view there. Yeah, so this volume profile tool does not want to work for some reason today, so we will have to skip doing that. I was going to show how it'll work. I'll have to see why it's not working. Something's going on with TradingView, obviously. But over on graph for the daily, we are trying to push up. We are getting a bounce off our support. RSI is pushing up. Stochastic does want to push up. VWAP does want to gain strength. We do have a higher low with that VWAP, so that is positive. That can continue to push that momentum higher and give that money flow strength. So this is positive. Again, we could see this be a double bottom, a rejection of the neckline, and then a bounce and a retest. So if we retest and break through our neckline, we could get higher highs with higher lows to push us further up yet. So over on the 1 hour, we did break that 300 EMA and we did hold. We did tear after we broke it, so that is positive. But remember, we did see a very quick movement. We did retrace a little bit. So you could see these little bit of bumps down. We do have a little bit of a gap between the current two candles. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is pushing up. Momentum is gaining strength. VWAP does want to push forward. And money flow is in the green. So we do look decent here on the hourly. If that can continue, we could continue the bullish momentum on the daily. So over on Ankr for the 1 day. Fox the Baller, did you want any special coins today? So over on Ankr for the daily, we are pushing up. We do have several gaps below us. Stochastic is pushing up. RSI is gaining strength. VWAP is making a bounce off that neutral. That is pushing us forward. Momentum is gaining strength. And money flow does want to gain strength as well. So over on the 1 day, we are pushing to that 2883. So that is our resistance area. Watch if we can break and hold. If we can, then we can make our way toward that 3079. Our stochastic does want to pull back. We can get on drift. RSI is starting to stagnate, but we are inching our way forward. Momentum is starting to round. That VWAP does look like we are favoring bullish, but the waves are not very strong, so I would keep an eye on that. If that VWAP does break down, our momentum will reverse. Money flow would end up breaking down, and then we could end up rejecting this area. Remember, we do have several gaps to the downside. We have that 2780, we have 2642, and then we have some other ones back in previous history as well. So I would exercise caution. 2588 is that other one. So over on XRP on the daily, we are pretty flat here. So this could make a small bull flag that would try to break that 300 EMA. We did have a long lower shadow candle. So if followed by a strong green candle, we could get bullish momentum to break that EMA. And then we would want to continue and break that 57394. Our stochastic is pushing up. RSI is pretty flat. That VWAP is starting to pull back. Momentum is rounding with a red dot, and our money flow is in the red, so I would exercise caution here. Over on the 1 hour, we did break that 300 EMA. We are trying to get a little bit of a pull back, so that is a little bit of a healthy retracement. Watch if we can retest that EMA, then bounce and continue forward. That could be a little bit of that bull flag break up. So RSI does want to pull back. RSI is pulling back. Momentum is rounding away. VWAP is overall weakening. Keep an eye on that. If that VWAP continues to weaken, momentum will pull back and money flow will reject. Over on ALGO for the daily, we are pushing forward. Again, this could be a double bottom here as well. We do have that in a couple coins. So this double bottom, if we break this, it would be a little slanted. If we break this area, we could continue toward that 1350 and then try to meet that as our new support area. Our stochastic does want to push up. RSI is pushing forward. VWAP is pushing up. That VWAP does have higher highs with higher lows. Momentum is gaining strength, and that money flow does have potential to bounce if lower time frames can stay bullish here. Over on the 1 hour, we have higher highs with higher lows that do not connect. Momentum is weakening. Stochastic is pulling back. RSI is rounding. That VWAP does want to reject. That VWAP does have lower highs, so watch for a rejection here. If we get a rejection followed by a lower low, momentum will weaken, money flow could reverse, and then we could reject our bullish trend and then start to retrace some of our gains. So I would watch that VWAP very close. We need that to break bullish and get some strong waves with higher highs and higher lows here. So over on DAG, we do have that double bomb on the 1 hour. We also have that on the daily here as well. You could see this is a drop, a rise, a drop, a rise. This would be your neckline, so that could give you a pretty strong push up. So that would give you, so you draw your neckline there from your point to point, then you go from neckline down to your bottom, then you apply that from your neckline up, and that would give us a push to that 33927. So that would be a revisit of the 250 EMA. So stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is gaining strength. Momentum wants to push forward, and that money flow is trying to push up as well. So this could be positive. Over on the 1 hour here, we are coming back down and retesting our neckline. We do have a gap here, so I would exercise caution, watch that gap close. If we fill it, then we bounce forward. That would be the ideal scenario for that bullish continuation. Our stochastic does want to round away. Momentum is rounding. VWAP is starting to pull back. Watch for a bounce off neutral or a very weak low. If we get either of those followed by a consistent high, we could see money flow break into the green, and then we would see that continued bullish momentum to push us forward. So now we will cover Drift here. So Drift USDT. So over on the daily, this does look like a very new coin, so I would exercise caution just based on that. Very new coins tend to run up, and then they do tend to burn down, and then sometimes they do not rebound. So I would exercise caution. That's just the kind of warning I'm going to give against any brand new coin. But we are in a bit of a descending channel. This descending channel is pretty straight, so that could end up pushing us forward. Remember, when the descending channel, the highs and lows connect, that does give you bullish momentum to push forward. We cover that in the Master in the Trade, so click that link if you're unfamiliar. We are approaching the top, so we do want to break and hold to watch for that bounce. If we get that bounce forward and then we continue up, we could see a push toward that 5.5 or 5.6 zone. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is starting to kind of flatten out. That VWAP is bullish. Momentum does want to gain strength with the double green dot, so we could see a continued push forward if that VWAP can stay bullish on lower time frames. So over on the 1 hour, we would have that retest and a bounce, so this could be our confirmation candle here. So we could see that tear forward. I would watch that 300 EMA right around that 49-cent area. Our stochastic does want to pull back, no problem. Fox the Baller, I appreciate everyone watching, appreciate you for joining, appreciate you for being in our Discord. VWAP is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, money flow does want to break that neutral, so we do see some bullish momentum. If that VWAP stays bullish, money flow could cross screen, and that could help to give us confirmation with this push forward and that retest of the top, so I would watch for a pretty decent run here. Thank you all for watching tonight's video. I hope you all have a great night.